Shimasu. And we can start with a little bit of zazen. Sitting comfortably, cross-legged or seiza. Consciously letting weight settle underside. It's helpful to sometimes contrast weight upper side to get a real sense of the opposite of that, weight underside. Weight settles to the lowest points of all parts of the body, just like water finds the lowest places to dwell. Settling the weight underside, but the skeletal structure stays open, upright, and spacious. Some helpful triggers are imagining and feeling the shoulders falling away from the ears, the back crown of the head points to the ceiling, so that drops the chin ever so slightly. That helps to elongate and straighten the neck. Consciously releasing the abdomen. Imagining or feeling the shoulder blades sliding right down into your back pockets. Lots of different little phrases or little tactics to help with that relaxation and increase our awareness of tension to then be able to consciously release it. And letting the mind settle weight underside with the physical body. That's the settling of the mind. You could imagine and feel the mind and breath settling together into the bowl of the hips. But even the mind can settle weight underside. Another helpful tactic is consciously releasing tension on the out breath. And then hands resting on the lap, rolling the shoulders, feeling what that does for the spine. Other way. And then rolling the shoulders together, so back, up, forward, and down. And then rocking the upper body forward and back as we do that. This movement kind of facilitates nice deep breathing as well. Breathing in, so shoulders come back and up. Breathing out as they roll forward. And other way. And then settling weight underside again. Chin to the chest, stretching the back of the neck. Chin up to the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. And then back to even and square. Dropping the ear to the shoulder. Not contracting the neck muscles to do that, just letting the head fall with gravity, just letting gravity take the weight of the skull to give a very natural and gentle stretch. Still keeping weight underside, in other words, keeping the shoulder down. What might tend to happen is the shoulder might come up, so weight underside, keeping everything level and down, and that allows an even better stretch. Back to upright center. We're going to turn to look slightly over the shoulder. The mind leads. So intention flows first and the head follows. The mind leads the turn. Breathing continuously. And then chin to the chest, rolling the head along the chest. Again, just letting the head hang with gravity. Back to center and up. And reaching up a little bit higher each time. And then through both arms, you might want to widen legs apart for a better base. So you can bend to the side. Let the breath be free to move through the body. So keeping the body open and spacious so that breath is filling the entire body, moving through the entire torso, entire body. And then reaching to the back corner, you can bend the elbow for a little bigger stretch if you like. Again, not really contracting or constricting anything. It's opening, stretching and opening every part of the body. And then torso rotations using the hands and arms for support. And starting very conservatively at first. And as you feel like you're warming up, you can have the torso bend a little closer to the ground. Using the arms for support the whole way. Breathing the entire time. And center and up. Manuchi to the front corners. Each, yeet, stomp, sheet, go, roke, each, touch, ku, ju, and then just turning at the waist, arm swings, releasing those shoulder joints, weight under side. Notice when you pull up, doing an action like this, notice what tightens, what comes up, and replace that with weight underside. We release the abdomen as well. And we'll add a handshake as we do that. I call this the human sprinkler. And then shaking forward and back, the hand blades. Keep the shoulders down. Should be rocking the entire body from that handshake. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth for 3 drops. Okay, slowly coming up to crouch position. For this, you want to have the feet flat. So going as far down as you can, keeping the feet flat. If you end up somewhere down here and you're getting tired, you can just come into a light horse stance. If you have the flexibility, you can push those knees out further with your elbows. Again, feet are flat as we do wrist exercises. So Aikido. Side. Kotegash. Even work the neck out a bit more if you'd like. Try to explore keeping weight underside, even in this position. Then moving to balls of the feet. And work that. If not, you can stay in that previous position on the balls of the feet. Sankyo. Again, keeping weight underside. So notice when things like this happen, stomach pulls in, relax down and relax outward, down and out. Nikyo. Feel free to do a few shumka leaps and kicks if you like. Palm up, stretch. Side. Shake again. In through the nose, 3 drops. Straight down, straight up. And coming up to a wide stance, pushing the knees out, gently rotating the knees. Other way. And then scribing a circle underneath and behind you, coming through, pushing the hips through, scooping up, pulling down to the shoulders, arching back, that's comfortable, sinking into a deep squat as you push forward, sink further into the hips, bringing the hips forward, arching, sinking into a squat. Into forward stance, pushing through the hips, arcing through the blades, arching back, not holding your breath at all, breathing through your entire body. Energize the hand blades, extend through the hand blades forward, stretching the back of the front leg. On the knee, pressing the hips forward. A little arch from here. Forward. Extending the leg on the heel, stretching the back of that leg. Pulling toes back if you want more of a stretch. Then flat foot, knee up on the elbows or towards the elbows. If you can't make it all the way down, just support yourself. And up, coming up, rotate, hips forward, arching back, breathe. Arcing forward. Now stretch the back of the front leg. the knee, pressing hips forward. Gentle arch. Breathing through the body. Extending that leg. Stretch. The knee up. Elbows down. And over to one leg. You want to have that foot flat. Other side. If you have extra flexibility, you can use this arm and push that knee out further with the elbow. Over other side, come up on the heel. And again, you can bring that hand close to this leg and press that elbow, sending that knee back. To the side. And relax and open the body. Breathe through the entire body. And sitting. Center line. Okay, active hand blades. Energized fingertips, tips of the sword, blade of the sword. Energized. Tuck the chin. And keeping center line awareness, extending through center line to rotate the hips, bring us forward, to stretch in the hips. So just before we roll back forward, or we throw our attention forward, as if the attention has a weight to it. You can imagine doing shoulder cut. We've done that previously. Okay, each. Keeping the legs the same, actually. Knee. Extending forward. Stomp. Sheet. Oh. Okay, and we'll switch to the other side. Try to be conscious of every millimeter along the spine as you meet the ground, every vertebrae, and let your vertebrae be massaged. Let every part of the back be massaged, the muscles and the vertebrae be massaged by the pressure of the ground. Each. Knee. Stomp. Sheet. Oh. Now we'll switch hands and feet. And you can use the switching of the hands and the feet as momentum to bring you forward. But what's primary in all that is the mental intention. Throwing the attention forward initiates everything. Each. Knee. Throw the mind forward. Stomp. Sheet. Oh. Rope. Okay, now intentionally, energetically connect yourself as one ball, one piece, one energetic ball. So connect your feet and your head. It's one piece, one complete sphere. Seat. Hutch. Coop. Ju. Okay. Arms and legs even. Tuck. You fall to one side, roll across the back to the other side, and back the other way. Right to the side directly, cross your rounded open back, cross the back to the other side. So just a few of those, emphasizing rounding your back, spreading your back open, and letting your back be massaged by the ground, being conscious of every millimeter of contact. If you have a sense of that, unify your entire body intentionally, energetically. So you are not a four-pointed prong, you're actually a sphere, a ball. So unify everything with your intention, your feeling. You're just one complete piece, one connected ball. Okay. We're going to roll across the back just like before and bend that one knee to come up on that knee. Then we go back the other way. I touch down. I roll along that arm, cross the back. Then I'm going to bend that leg that's touching the ground. So I have a knee, a base that I can come up on and have a strong extension forward, strong flow forward. So I touch down with my hand blade. I do it on this side, a little bit easier to see. I touch down, roll along my arm, cross my back, then the other knee, you come up with strong mental extension, touch down, become one piece, one ball, roll across the edge of the ball, across the back, strong extension brings me up. Okay, try a few of those. If you have a sense of that, unify your being. You're just one whole sphere, one ball. Roll along every millimeter of that arm, cross the back, up the other arm. And then once you have a sense of that, you can use the switching of the feet as additional physical momentum to bring you up. So you get into some coordination of your movement. You switch your hand, you switch your feet to swing you up. Switch your feet and cut your hand blade to bring you up. It's all initiated by that intentional flow. Touch down, switch your feet, extend up with that forward arm. You develop quite a lot of momentum coordinating your mind and body. Mind forward, switching your feet, extending, cutting forward with that lead arm. Okay, now, a little variation on this ukemi movement brings a little bit more rotational action in there. This one was based on going straight back, straight forward. We just did that roll back exercise. This is going to be a variation on that. Instead of straight back along the spine and straight forward, I'm going to go on the side, side to side. Same action with the hands and feet, where I switch the hands and feet. But here I'm going vertical or straight along my center line, along my spine. Now I'm going to start on my side, switch my feet like before, but now in a more energetic way that swivels me to the other side of the hip. So I'll show you what that looks like.
So from here, I'm on my side. I'm going to roll on my side. And I'm going to throw my legs up and switch my feet. And now I'm on my other side. So I'll do a couple to show you it in full action. So difference being, I'm not on my center line or my spine. I'm going yoko, side to side, side to side, and I switch my feet to swivel my hips. I'll show you from this angle. So here, and then I roll on my arm to get fully flat on the ground. I cross my back like before, but the switching of my feet is going to flip me or swivel me to the other side of my hip. And I come up on that side. So rather than vertically on my spine, I'm going from side to side. So feel free to try that if you want to see a bit more from this angle. So just a bit more of a swivel. Instead of going straight back along my spine, I'm swiveling to one hip and the other hip. Now I'll face the other way just in case it's helpful for you to follow me directly. So I'm on my left hip, my left elbow, and then I'm going to roll on my left arm across my back and switch my feet and swivel to my right side, right elbow, right hip, and come up. I go down on my right arm, cross my back, swivel my feet to my left hip, so it's from side to side. Once you have a sense of it, you get lots of action and momentum with the switching of your feet, the cutting of your arms to bring you up on that side. Rolling back on one side, swivel, switch the feet. Back on one side, swivel. Swivel up on the other side. Okay. Now the version of that is we can actually, instead of going from corner to corner, we can turn around 180 degrees. So I rock back, swivel my feet, and face the opposite direction. So I rock back, swivel on my hips, and switch my feet. Then facing the opposite direction. So I rock back, swivel on my hips, switch my feet. So on this side, I have my left leg forward. On this side, I have my right leg forward. Once you do a few of these and you get the sense of it, you can really whip yourself up by throwing that leg forward, switching your legs. So I tuck my chin, of course, rock back, switch my feet, and that gives me lots of momentum and power. Come up. So key thing here is to go on your side, not straight back, but on your side. Rolling on your side, switching your feet. And coordinate your arms with your legs eventually. Okay, now. Dropping down just like before on my side, swivel and switch. So front corner to front corner. So I'm on my right knee and I'll end up coming up with my right leg on my left knee. So I go down the side just like before. I do a big swivel to my other hip and come up. So the difference being where before, when we were rolling more straight back along the spine, I had this knee down. Now I have the other knee down because I'm going to be swiveling my hips. I can fall to that side again. Switch my feet, swivel to the other hips. So the other difference is that I'm going on my side, coming up on the side instead of more along the center line. So I go along the side, swivel my hips, come up more flush on the side. Coordinated action with the body and the mind to connect power, generate a lot of force. Now we can do the same thing as we did before, going 180 degrees, and we just come up on the knee like we just did now. So that's the only difference is we come up on the knee. So I go to the side, switch, and come up on the knee. Side, switch feet, come up on the other hip of the side. We just come up on the knee now, just a bit more movement. So I touch down, I roll on the side, switch the feet, swivel to the other side, come up on the knee. Okay. Okay. So if we carry on with the 8th Q program, Minuchi Kyundo, Shiho Undo, 4 directions. So I'll give a quick refresher of that. So 4 directions. Here we take on to come back. So all the things we know to work on. Straight verticality, so not leaning. So hanging from the string or hips always hanging, weight always dropping through our body. So center of gravity is nice and low. And we don't want our extension to compromise that vertical line. Energy through the hand blades and tips. From the hips out. Okay, let's do a few together. Each, knee, san, shi, irimi tenkon. Keeping the hands out, you're still ready. Each, knee, san, shi. Step up, step back. Each, knee, san, shi, irimi tenkon. Try a couple rotations on your own. Okay. Ushiro Shiko. So backward Shiko. So that's again really emphasizing hip turn, keeping our weight nice and low. So not bobbing up and down, and keeping our strong extension. Basic approach. Basic is strong forward flow to make us more stable going backwards. So without the arms, I simply turn those hips, I swivel the hips, not unlike what we were doing with this hooking exercise, which was what rotating the hips, turning the hips. Similar feeling. And of course, we want to keep our extension. Arms are only moving because the center line is turning. Arms stay the way they are in that basic shape. Try a little bit of that. Okay. So a little bit of footwork. Ushiro, Sugiashi. So Irimi Sugiashi is here and here. Ushiro means to the rear. So offline, slide step back to that back corner. Offline with the front foot, big step with the back foot, sliding back into the T stance, rear stance. Basically a cat stance, but that foot is flat, weights on that back leg. Let's do a few of those together. So hidari, left side forward. Offline, big step back to the back corner, slide in, weights predominantly on the back leg, right leg. Offline, big step, slide back. Center line, nice good extension. So 2 counts for that one move. Each, knee. Each, knee. Each, knee. Okay, let's do the other side. Migi hanmi. So offline, big step to the rear, slide step to the rear. Front foot, offline, big step to the back corner, sliding back to a back T stance. So offline, slide step back. Sugiashi, Ushiro. 1, 2 counts. Each, knee. Each, knee. So be distinct in your stance. So we start with the front stance. Each, knee, finishing in a back stance.